You know, technically it is summer in the United States until September 21, and I for one couldn't be happier because I'm holding on to every last vestige of it. Yes, the kids have gone back to school. Yes, the pool is closed, and we did have some really pretty fall days in there with cool temperatures, and I was struck to make soup and hot bread and all kinds of cozy things. But then it got hot again. And when I say hot, I mean hot. Like 89 degrees, feels like 96. Welcome to Fabricista Make for September on Viv Mom Sews, featuring the beautiful fabric from Mart in Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania. I'm excited about this month's fabric because it's super summery, and I'll take it. Look how beautiful that is. This is called a rayon challis with a twist because it's a crinkle challis. And you can see that up close, it's got those little crinkly wrinkles in it. That is by design. Now, I can't fit my entire dress into the frame, so I'm going to insert some shots of the full length of it. But I wanted to film in landscape today. You know, we're very highly technical over here on Viv Mom Sews. Cutting edge technology, editing that would just, you know, people are so envious of my editing over here because, well, I can insert captions. How about that? So, but I can't get my dress in the entire frame without moving the camera. I gotta find someone to do that. And there's nobody around. They tend to disappear when I'm filming. What does that mean? At any rate, let's talk about the fabric because it is really the star of the show. When I saw this crinkle challis, oh, and I've got to tell you, the description of this fabric, it is pearl white, parakeet green. Oh, I love that. Pearl white, parakeet green, and light blue. 100% rayon, 56 inches wide. I knew I wanted to do some kind of a pretty dress, and this dress has a great big ruffle around the bottom. Well, when I got my order, I had a Lucky You sticker. This is something that Mart does all the time. If you order and you're near the end of the bolt when they cut your order, you get all the rest of what's on the bolt at no additional charge to you. So I had a little more fabric to play with, and I was very happy about that because I knew I wanted to make a fairly full dress. I love midi length dresses, and I wanted something loose and cool because this is a very lightweight fabric. You could almost classify it as delicate, but it holds up under pressure. I chose McCall's 7943. I can't even find the envelope. And let's not mince words here. I do not like McCall's patterns. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like them on a boat. I do not like green eggs and McCall's patterns. That's apologies to Dr. Seuss, but no, I don't like this pattern. I don't recommend this pattern. A lot of people have made this pattern. It's pretty, of course, I chose it for that. I had no idea what was going on with that ruffle with the slit in it. When you get into this thing and there's all these different pieces, and I went my own way. And I will add that I closed up the armholes on this dress 3 1/4 inches, and that wasn't enough. I still had to sew them shut another inch. Now, who are they designing this for? I had to close the armholes up 4 inches and change. So I will just give you a word of caution. I'm not here to promote this pattern. It did turn out in the end, mostly because I did my own thing. I did not use their many pieces for the ruffle. I used 1 piece for the ruffle, and I cut it approximately twice the size of the bottom of the hem. I also wanted a midi length that you'll see in the full length shot, and this dress, they did not have it drafted for midi length, so I just, you know, I did my thing to get what I wanted. Point being, the fabric behaved beautifully. Now, a fabric this thin, because this is not a heavyweight fabric, it's much lighter than cotton, and it's got that drape. You can see you're gonna just have beautiful movement with it. But a fabric this thin, you might think, would be very fussy to sew with, and it wasn't. It wasn't fussy to wash. It took the same treatment that I do with all of my fabrics from Fabric Mart, unless they tell me to dry clean. But I put this in a cold water wash, a medium tumble dry dryer, and it came out just beautifully, just fine. I gave it a light iron, and the iron won't take out the crinkles. They're just kind of set in there, and they're not going anywhere, okay? These beautiful palm fronds just put me in the mood of the tropics, you might say. Pressed beautifully. In fact, I will say that this fabric's pressing capabilities, A++, and you can get fabric to do things for you when you press. You can often, you know, just make it do a thing or two, and pressing would be on your side, and I found that to be the case. This has a skinny little neckband up here. I went ahead and put parakeet green ribbon on the back to have a little tie for closure, but actually you don't even need it. I could slip this on and off over my head without that, and I took to the serger just fine. I used a universal needle, maybe a little thinner. Let's see, what was it? It wasn't an 80-12, it might have been a 70-11 universal needle, regular old polyester thread, and it did beautifully. And I did discover when putting on this massive ruffle down at the bottom, I didn't even have to do 2 lines of gathering. I thought, this fabric is so giving and so cooperative. I bet I can get by with 1 row of gathering. I don't ever do that. So I was just trying it to see, and by golly, it worked. So this fabric allowed me that little bit of a shortcut. Now I'm gonna do a small insert here and show you one little special measure I took while I was cutting the fabric. Easy as pie, but I thought it would be good to illustrate it for you. So I'll put that in here and be right back. I just wanted to show you on this beautiful crinkle challis that normally when I fold my fabric right sides together, I would try and match up these selvages and get a nice straight fold over here. But you can see that this fabric has more crinkles here than it does over here. And so it's not going to be a matter so much of matching up the salvages as it is paying attention to the motif running down the fold. So what I want to do is make sure that my repeats are showing up in the exact same place. Here you can see the fronds and a little bit of its stem, but here you can only see the fronds. So I'm going to fold that over a bit and get that stem to show so that it matches up here. It will skew the salvages over on this side, but I don't mind because I want my fold to be straight all the way down. All right, let's head out and see this beautiful dress. I am so excited. I don't even mind that it's 1,000 degrees outside because I am perfectly cool in this fabulous crinkle challis. But before we go, may I remind you that for Viv Mom viewers, any fabric that I feature in my Fabricista makes is reserved for my viewers. And so when you click on the link to this fabric, we know going in that it has over a generous amount of yardage in stock. And that way everyone has a pretty fair chance of getting some if you would like to. So I will leave a link to it. You can find it over there at Fabric Mart, and I really recommend it. It is just, well, it was delightful to sew. It wasn't difficult. You might think I'm making this up every month, but I'm not, because I don't like fussing. I don't like fussy patterns. I don't like fussy fabric. And this worked beautifully. So I'm gonna show you the whole dress. I'll bid you farewell. Visit Fabric Mart, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Can you pan down and get this ruffle? This was a huge ruffle, but I live to tell the story. So here is this dress, here is this beautiful fabric, and here is my wish that summer goes on forever. Bye everyone.